Welcome, welcome, everybody. People are on time. I'm with it today. All right, we are going to give everybody just about 2 or 3 minutes just to get on the line now that it's 1 o'clock. And then we're going to go ahead and hop right into the meats and potatoes of everything. Let's see. How many of you, this is your first time doing a closing training with me? How many of you, this is your first time doing a closing training with me, or maybe a training with me in general? Let's see. Danielle, you're welcome, Miss Lisa. Giselle, Brad, Danielle. Okay, perfect. All right, so first time doing close, first closing, me, not my first training with you. Okay, cool. All right, so there may be a couple of you that are new that have never seen me before, so let me just quickly introduce myself. My name is Sarah Rogers. I have been with our company now for over 6 years. I am a three-star double platinum founder council member and a $250,000 residual income earner for the ring. Sometimes you forget all the stats. It gets a little weird at a certain point. So forgive me. But I love to teach you guys. I love to be able to help you guys grow your team, close your prospects, all the things. I am super big into the psychology of stuff. So I'm not just going to teach you what to say, but I'm going to teach you why we say certain things, the power behind it, what you could be maybe misdoing right now so that we could redirect you. What I often find when I go and I look at under the hood, so to speak, for agents is a lot of you guys are actually doing probably 80 to 85% of the things correctly. And it's not so much that you're doing things incorrectly, it's that we just need to fine tune what you're already doing to maximize your results. Okay. So I just want to make it very clear that today we are not talking travel. We are only talking about bringing on people to grow your team size, which is the residual side of the business. Okay. Just want to make sure that's crystal clear. Right now, we are not doing anything travel related, just purely growing your team, AKA recruiting, prospecting, all those things. Okay. So, how many of you guys, where are you guys at in your building journey? Are you guys actively inviting people? Are you guys trying to close? Like, where's your biggest frustration right now? This is also definitely a training, guys, where you're going to want pen, piece of paper, or something to take notes in because I'm going to give you a lot of copy and paste stuff that you could start using like literally today. But you got to be prepared. Get your notepad out, screenshot the stuff. Doesn't really matter. I'm a big proponent of writing stuff out just on a psychological basis. It's a stronger hold on your memory when you physically write stuff out versus just screenshotting because you don't really pay attention and things like that. So let's see here. Ooh, we got lots of momentum in the chat today. I love it. Let's see here. Let's see. I have four in my team. Okay. Actively inviting 12 from gold, finding clients. Okay, Liz, just want to make this very clear. This is not about travel booking. This is about team building. So if you're here thinking that I'm going to give you some how to find clients for travel booking, that's not what this training is. Just want to make sure. All right. Gaining agents. Okay, cool. We're going to mute everybody and you guys can unmute as needed. Okay. Alrighty. So with that being said, let's see here. We got Dominique. The two people don't show up to the meeting and my team building. Okay. It's getting them to follow through and join the call and sign. I get people to meetings, but nobody joins. Closing. I have several that are interested and I just can't let them go. Struggle to get people to show up for presentations and or actively listening. Okay, cool. All right. So I'm going to teach you guys some pro tips. I'm going to give you guys some stuff, show you how you can integrate Chat GPT into your closing. I'm going to show you some different Instagram profiles that I myself follow for daily motivation to also help keep my closing skills sharp. And so I will give you guys all of that along with tips and scripts to be able to help you guys. Okay. So this class is really going to be taking you guys from the point of the beginning of the prospect meeting and everything after. Okay. So I'm not going to be talking about inviting or how to get them to the meeting or things like that. That's all assuming that you kind of already know how to do that. If not, this class may be a little bit too advanced for you. If you're just getting to the point where you're just kind of slowly putting yourself out there, because like I said, I'm not going to be talking about any of that pre stuff. We're only going to take it from the point of you got prospects in a meeting. What do we do from the time the meeting starts and to close them to bring them onto your team? Okay. So with that being said, I always ask for lots of honesty because I am going to be asking for a lot of feedback, a lot of group participation, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary. It can make me, sometimes you guys can feel like I want to give her the answer that she's looking for. I just want honesty, okay? Because the best way that I'm going to be able to help you guys is if I can see exactly what it is you're saying or doing with prospects, because that's what's going to let me kind of help fine tune and tweak your responses. Okay. So for my senior agents on the line that have been doing this for a while and know all the answers, now is not your time to kind of show that off. I would like for you guys to respectfully let our new agents kind of, this is their safe place to kind of stumble, if you will. Okay. So you're not going to say anything wrong or bad or anything like that. Even if we're redirecting, I want you to know this is your safe place to be able to move forward in a way to where we can help correct you. So if nothing is meant with bad intentions, this is me just helping you master your results and get a better traction with your business. But in order to do that, this is going to be a little bit of constructive criticism to help you guys kind of tweak some things. Okay. So if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. I'm very blunt to the point. So sometimes I just say things how they are. I'm not one of those people that like sugarcoat or like sprinkle glitter and rainbows on stuff. It just is what it is sometimes. Okay, guys. So with that being said, are you guys ready to go ahead and get this started? My people showing up to meetings and turned off. I got the thumbs up. Let's go, soul mommy. Okay, let's go. Just finished that workout too, so we got the all the endorphins going. All right. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. All right, you guys can all see this on my screen. It should look like a Google document up on the screen. Okay, so how we're going to do this is I'm going to be asking a lot of questions, lots of back and forth. Okay, so stay ready in my chat box. So with that being said, guys, we, like I said, are going to take this from the point of which you have already invited a prospect, they've already signed up for the meeting. It is meeting time, whether it's the next 3 p.m. or whatever it is. So when you guys are inviting, I want you guys to understand something, okay? A lot of you guys do things very nicely, and that's great. I want you guys to understand the psychology between you, what's happening between you and your prospect, okay? So every time your prospect is interacting with you, whether it's on a subconscious or a conscious level, what they are automatically doing is they are sizing you up. So in other words, is Danielle going to be the person that's going to be able to get me to the goals that I'm trying to get to? Is Tracy going to be the mentor that's going to be able to help me get me to not living, broke anymore, right? And so sometimes what happens is when we become too nice and too chasey and too desperate, it turns people off because desperate people don't chase people. Or I'm sorry, successful people don't chase people, right? If I signed up to go to a meeting with David McCovey and I didn't show up, do you think he would be chasing me, hounding me, asking me, do I need to, reschedule and do and like make all these like accommodations for me? No. Well, at some point, David only wants to work with people who want it. And the people that don't want it, he's not going to stress over it, right? Same thing with me. I'm not going to go out there chasing, begging people to come to meetings. I'm going to run my business in a structured way. That doesn't mean I don't follow up. That doesn't mean I don't interact, but I do it in a way that holds and maintains posture. Okay. I'm really, really big on holding and maintaining your posture throughout every single interaction that you have with prospects. And that doesn't mean that you're cold or that you're mean or anything like that. You can still be nice, but hold a professional posture level with every single transaction that you have with a prospect. Okay. So sometimes this is like a little bit of undoing. Sometimes I hear agents say, oh my God, I've just been way too nice, right? With the emojis and all the things. So we're going to work on kind of reframing this a little bit for you guys. Okay. So First 5 minutes of the prospect meeting, what is it that you guys think that you should be doing with your prospects? The first 5 minutes, let's say you have maybe, I don't know, 5, 10 people signed up for the 3 p.m. At 3 p.m. to 3:05, what is it that you guys are doing with your prospects? Okay. Got a couple answers on the text on the chat box. So America says, seeing if they text you to tell you that they're on the call. Nothing, you're on the call with them, making sure they are in the meeting. You got to text them to see if they attend, putting thumbs up if they're in the meeting. I would be on the call, make sure they're on the call. Okay, make sure they're so here's the thing, guys. It is not the prospect's job to follow up. It is your job to follow up with the prospect. And that starts from the moment that the meeting happens. Okay. So simply, if you're just on a Zoom and you're not like, here's the thing, as a leader, you should always be in the realm of being proactive, not reactive. So when you sit and you wait for a prospect to message you, you're becoming reactive, not proactive. Okay. A leader, somebody that's going to get people to the goals that they want to get to, is going to be proactive, not reactive, right? So in the first 5 minutes of every meeting, you should be checking in with your prospect, okay? And we got to keep it simple. Again, we're not trying to distract them. We're also not trying to be super nice, like, hey, Susie, you think you're going to show up today? Okay. So, in the first 5 minutes of every meeting, you should be contacting every single person that you have scheduled for that meeting. Now, the question is, how do you contact them and what do you say? So, again, this is not for my senior agents on the line. I want new agents that are, inviting and things like that. What are you guys currently saying? Because again, this is a space for you guys to actively like share, but also know like this is also meant to help you redirect, get you better results. But in order to do that, I kind of need to know what it is that you guys are saying to kind of get you guys there. Okay. All right. So ask them if they're listening well. Okay, are you on the meeting? Hi, I'm in the meeting. Where are you? Sample. Hi, this is Tracy. We are in the travel meeting. Where are you? I always call and send them an email. Okay, so you don't want to call them if they're trying to get on a Zoom. The last thing you want to do is call them. And you also don't want to email. Okay, I am so anti-emailing your prospects. We have text messaging and different ways of getting a hold of somebody. I'm going to tell you, for me, emailing is kind of old school. If you email me, I'm a little bit pissed off, to be honest. Number one, it feels super impersonal. And there's just better ways, especially when you're trying to get somebody on a call. I don't check my email every 2 minutes. A text message is instant notification. Can we agree? When you get a text message, it's going to be an instant notification to your phone, but not everyone gets like instant notifications when it's your emails, right? So within the first 5 minutes of every meeting, everyone should be following up with your prospects to be able to make sure that they're on the meeting. Okay. So you sign on to the webinar, check your list of attendance. Now, understand for corporate calls, you can't see who's on the meetings. You're gonna have to follow up with them whether you see them in there or not. Okay. So what and it's going to be really, really simple. Okay, see this blue script right here? This is what I send out to every single prospect that I have scheduled for a meeting. So if I have 10 people scheduled for the next meeting, first 5 minutes, I'm sending the same text message out to all 10 people. Hey, Susie. Hey, Bob. Hey, Emily. Hey, Susie, Betty, whatever. Okay. We're in the travel meeting. Where are you? Not, hey, Susie, just seeing if you're going to make it today. Hey, Susie, did you need to reschedule? I'm not doing any of that. Simple, to the point. We're in the meeting. Where are you? You got to think about it. When you go in for a job interview, do you think they're calling you, asking you if, hey, Arlene, are you going to be able to make it? We're 5 minutes past your interview time. No, they're not going to do that. Hey, where are you? Right? It's a way to just snap their attention. Trust me, if they need to reschedule, they'll tell you in that message. Okay. Don't set that up for yourself right now. Let them tell you. Trust me, they will. Okay. So let's see here. Doesn't Calendly or TidyCal send them? They do, but you should, within the first 5 minutes of the meeting, that should be a personal reach out. Okay. Number one, also outside of just following up and making sure they're in the meeting, now I know that they have my cell phone number because what's going to happen at the end of the meeting, we, meaning presenters, are going to direct them to reach back out to you. So it's actually a twofold process, okay? To be able to text them, don't email them, okay? Text them. You should be collecting all of their phone numbers if you're not already texting them already, okay? So, um, it's absolutely not hard to use. I don't see you in the meeting. They don't know what you can and cannot see, Lisa. So don't get up in your head about that, okay? I've been doing this and it works all the time. So, okay. All right. So again, Lisa, that's you getting way up in your head. And if you actually read, I put that on the Google Sheet for you. Okay. So again, yep. Okay, cool. You got it. Yep. You live in your head. That's okay. We got people like myself that'll get you up out of your head. Okay. So don't wish you worry about that. Now, okay. So we got that. Okay. So once the meeting's going on, I don't really you don't have to sit in on the meeting. You don't have to be there with them. The host is there, okay? They're going to do all the work for them, okay? When they reply and they tell me that they're in the meeting, I just thumbs up their message. I'm not like, let me know if you have any questions. So great. Oh my goodness, so happy. Stop. You're losing posture when you do that with your people, okay? This is a business meeting. Let them get the information. In order to let them get the information, you got to be quiet. There's a Q&A at the end of the call, right? Let the person do the job of doing all the work for you. That's what those meetings are intended to do. They're number one, they're intended to screen people out because not everybody's going to be a match for this business, and that's okay. Okay, number one thing in team building is you got to understand that not everybody that I bring to a meeting is going to show up. Not everyone that shows up is going to sign on. Part of that is to do some of the heavy lifting for you, and that requires vetting people out. Okay. Now, that doesn't mean that there's going to be people that want to, and we just got to kind of help with the closing, right? But understand if you're playing this game and your expectation is that you're going to hit 100, 10 out of 10, you're already in the wrong mind frame. Okay. Also, don't take it personal when they don't show up. I guarantee you it has nothing to do with you and it has everything to do with them. So don't let that kind of stuff get in the way of making you move forward. You know what I say to myself? One less no I got to worry about. That means I'm closer to one more yes. See how you retrain your mind? You're in control of how you get to view the results of what's happening in your business. It's just a matter of how are you going to take it? Are you going to put a positive twist on it? Or are you going to put a negative twist on it? That's something I can't help. That's something that you have to decide moving forward on how you're going to navigate in your business, right? So, okay. So we're at the point of the end of the meeting. Now, for those of you, what happens at the end of the meeting? What does a presenter do towards the end of the meeting? Like we're on the recap page. What is happening during that time? What is happening during that time? What is a presenter doing? Okay. What is the presenter doing? There you go, Susan. Asking them to reach out to who sent them to the meeting, right? We're always going to redirect them back to you guys. If you're ready to get enrolled, if you're ready to start up, go back to the person who invited you to this meeting, right? Hence why the beginning, that first 5 minutes, is important because you're making it really easy for them to follow up after the meeting because you text them, right? So, okay. Now here's the thing, one of the things that happens. Number one, you are reactive and you only respond to people if they follow up with you. You don't follow up with people that don't follow up with you. Wrong. Again, this is your business. You have to take control. It is not your prospect's responsibility to reach out to you. It is your responsibility to reach out to the prospect. So yes, do we as presenters try to make it as easy as possible, 1000%, right? That's why we're there. We're trying to make it like trying to feed it up in your lap, but sometimes you got to work for it a little bit, right? So don't make the mistake of thinking, oh, the presenters are telling them to reach out to us. That means anybody that's interested, I'll just wait. You got to be proactive, not reactive into your business. Okay. So there's going to be a couple of different reactions that you're going to get towards the end of the meeting. Number one, you're going to get people that are going to text you, I'm ready, or you're going to see in the screenshots, you're going to get like, I'm ready, invited by Michelle, I'm ready, invited by Susie, whatever the case may be, right? So I'm going to go over two of the easy ways, and then we're going to go over getting objections, okay? Because we all know sometimes even when they say they're ready, then all of a sudden privately you get hit with the objections, right? So we're going to walk you through that, okay? So last portion of the meeting, we have people there. What do you guys say when you have people that say, I'm ready in the chat, but don't reach out to you? So if you see them saying that I'm ready in the screenshots, but they haven't reached out to you, what do you text them? This is honesty matters. Okay. Thank them for attending. What did you like best about a meeting? Thank them for attending. What did you like best? Okay. I say hello, name. Okay. Got to take a little bit more control than that, Jessica. Are there any questions you might have? Okay. What did you like best? Okay. So for the most part, you guys are kind of hitting it on the head. Okay. I let them know. I sent them an email. Nope, wrong, Allison. You got to change your stance a little bit. Okay. This is fine. What did you like best? Okay. So for the most part, oh, thank them about the meeting, schedule a call with them. Okay. So we definitely got to tweak some things. Okay. So I'm going to make it really easy. If they're saying that I'm ready in the chat, I always send them a direct text like, hey, Susie, hey, Bob, hey, whatever. I saw that you told Krista that you're ready to start your travel agent journey with us. Okay. I think what some people do is automatically just send a link out with no context behind that. So I'm just doing one more confirmation step, right? To see if I get any objections privately, because sometimes what will happen is you'll send the link out and they're like, oh, I'm ready, but I don't get paid till Friday. Oh, I'm ready, but I'm a little bit still nervous about how I'm going to find clients. And now what has happened is you've kind of given away all your power because you gave away all the enrollment links, right? But now you got to kind of take two steps backwards and work through objections before we actually really got to that point where the prospect was ready to enroll. Okay. So that's the reason why I just do that. It's what I call like a light temperature check. I want to see how the prospect responds to me in private, okay? Because sometimes we all know this, like in a group setting, you may not say or ask the questions that you want to ask, but now that we're moving into a private conversation, now you may get met with the real objections that a prospect may have. So I kind of just want to do a light temperature check, enough to be able to read the room a little bit before I proceed, okay? Then they either say yes or they'll give some objections, okay? So right now we're just working through the easy part of things, okay? So if they say yes, that they're ready to join, okay? Um, and or you got to start reaching out to people, even if they don't reach out to you. I also keep that very simple, okay? Hey, Susie. Hey, Bob. What did you like best about the meeting? Noticed my particular wording. Okay. It is not, did you have any additional questions? It's not, how are you feeling? It's not, give me the good, bad, and ugly. It's not an enrollment link. It's what did you like best about the meeting? See, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to curb the conversation. I'm trying to elicit a positive response so I could build momentum off of that to go into the close. Okay, when I asked you have any additional questions, you could be opening yourself to a whole lot of I don't know what. When I ask for what did you like best, I am trying to elicit the positive things because chances are whatever they like about the business, you probably like them too. I'm sure we all like the travel perks. I'm sure we all like the tax credits. I'm sure we all like the ability to work from home. I'm sure that we all like all the things, right? The camaraderie, the culture, the trainings, the support, all of that. So if we elicit and ask for positive responses, it's going to be really easy for us to build that gap with them, that bridge with them, okay? So This is why specific wording matters. And you would be surprised how many agents I get that kind of tweak this around and they don't get the results. They go back to this and they're like, "Oh, I get such much better results." It's weird how little wording matters because it's the psychology behind the wording that is more important than sometimes some of the little things that you guys throw in there, okay? So again, these two things are meant to take you in the direction of them being ready to sign up, right? And so usually when you ask them that, they'll give you some sort of positive feedback. Now, again, we're going to work through the easy stuff first and then talk about the objections that we get when it's not positive, okay? So when it's a positive response, like, "Hey, I really like this. I'm, looking to stay at home with the kiddos," or "I've been looking for something that gives me more control," whatever the case may be, you want to always respond with the prospect, okay? You want to respond, but in the same sense, you want to also move the conversation around, okay? Again, you are the one that holds the posture. You want to have the ball in your court always, as much as we can, okay? So again, let's say the prospect tells me something like they love the idea of being able to work from home with kids. I would say something like, "Absolutely. I love that I've been able to be stay at home and raise my kid for the past 5 years. It's been the biggest blessings. Sounds like we're welcoming you to the family, and or it sounds like you are ready to get started and partner up with us in the travel industry." See what I'm doing? I'm bridging an alliance, right? The same thing. I'm not going in a novel about my experience and all of this. Short and sweet to the point, and then I'm going in straight for the close. A lot of people dance around the close, and a lot of people don't ask for the close because the moment of rejection, they're scared. What if they bring something else up? How do I work that out? But you're going to get much better results. Listen, I'd rather ask for the close and you throw me an objection than me dance around asking for the close and we're never getting there and I get nowhere with anybody. It's better to get it, knock it out the park and work through that stuff than to dance around it. Number one, I'm showing my prospect, I'm ready to get down to business. I'm ready to lead. I'm ready to bring somebody on, right? And so you got to just kind of remember that mind frame a little bit, okay? Don't be scared to ask for the close, as long as it's timed correctly, okay? But also ask for it in an appropriate way, okay? So does this all making sense to you guys so far? Because we're going to start working through objections. Okay, cool. Alrighty. So we all know that this is like perfect scenario, right? They're ready, it's easy, everyone says yes in a perfect world. But what did I just tell you? You're setting yourself up for failure if you're shooting for a 10 out of 10. Okay? It is not going to happen like that. People are going to have objections, people are going to have contingents, like all the things, right? And it's our job to be able to work through them with them. Okay? So, I always say, how many of us went to at least high school? High school, what was your least favorite class? My least favorite class was math. Second runner up was science. Sorry, Tracy. Okay. I hated math. I hated math because there was all these dang formulas, and I thought, like, when the heck am I ever going to do the a squared plus c squared equals b squared, whatever the heck that is? Like, I'm never going to use that. Why am I being taught these disgusting formulas? I don't want to be part of this, right? But in order to pass the class, we had to memorize them nonetheless, right? So I equate closing to the same thing. Everyone is more than capable of mastering the close, but you have to study it. You're not going to get anywhere if you don't study how to do the close. And the first thing of studying is understanding all the objections that you're going to get. Okay. So, all the objections that you're going to get, what are some of the objections that you guys get? Throw them out there. Throw them out there. What is some of the objections that you guys get? What is some of the objections that you guys get? Okay, so let's see here. We get the, let's see. Woo, you guys came in hot with those objections. Y'all were ready for that. Like, let's make Sarah work today. Okay, so MLM, money, money, husband, they're uncertain. Okay, no money. I need to talk to my spouse. I don't have any money, scared to start my own business. I need to talk to my spouse, getting their own clients, no time, money, paying for a job, talk to my spouse. Okay, can't spend money to make money. No money, too busy, costs, ghosted, paying to work. Nope, don't have time. My spouse thinks it's a scam, ghosted. You guys all hearing the same thing? It's pretty much the same four or five things that it comes down to, right? It may be more specific, but it's generally I don't have the money, I'm broke, money, 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 okay? Or uncertainty, maybe they're a little scared, whether it's network marketing, things like that. Um, I don't know anybody. How am I going to find clients? Or my ultimate favorite, I need to talk to a spouse, significant other. But do you see how at the end of the day, there's pretty much like maybe I would say 5 to 7 general objections. Do you guys remember back in high school, we used to do flashcards? Y'all should be doing flashcards for closing. The more you practice this, the easier it will be. See, what happens is you guys are also reactive and not proactive when it comes to mastering the close. How can I be proactive in mastering the close? Practice going over objections. Practice like you would, like you're studying for an exam. Make flashcards. Go over it. Say it out loud. Because the more you practice, the more confident you're going to feel when people give you objections. How many of you guys get scared when you get objections? Real life. Like, how many of you guys are like, oh crap, here we go. Here we go. Yep. Me, yes, right? You're scared because you're not prepared. The more prepared you are, the less nervous you get. It's like training. First time you walk into the gym, you haven't been in the gym for 3 years, you're probably a little intimidated. Oh my God, what am I doing? Let me walk out. The more you go, the more you use the equipment, the more you feel comfortable. This is the same. But if the only time you ever look at documents is when you need it, you are training your brain to be lazy. You're not actually doing anything to help yourself because now you're becoming dependent. I will provide all the resources in the world, but the resources aren't meant for you not to use your brain. And I don't know how else to say that, okay? The resources are meant to help bridge the gaps, to help you learn. And the more you learn, the more you practice, the less you should need to rely on these documents. Does that make sense? So I will gladly give you guys this, but this isn't going to be something that I want you to become dependent on where you can't handle a close 2, 3 years from now because you've relied on this document. I want you to rely on this, the thing in between your ears. Study these things because this, mastering and studying this is what's going to change your income for you. Okay. So we're going to teach it like school. All right. So we're going to go through some of these objections and I'm going to give you some scripts on how to handle them. But I also want to walk through some of the psychology that's going on when you're getting these objections from your prospects. Okay. So for instance, um, this is also I send you guys the this is a script on what I send to people once they're ready to get going. I just pretty much I'm sending you the enrollment. After you get your agent ID, let me know so I can walk you through the onboarding steps. It's very simple here, okay? All right. So with this being said, a pro tip, word board. Seeing here, this red word. This is an app, if you have an iPhone, where you can literally populate these scripts into your word board and have them pop up so you're not also relying on Google Docs and going back and forth between 3 things and having to copy and paste. So for example, if you look at the screen, okay. So here is like a text message. Now, if I hit the little globe button, oops, There we go. If I hit the glow button, do you guys see how there's like, well, it's a little blurred, I know, but you see how there's all that color blocking? Each one of these different colors is a different word board phrase that I've done. So if I go hit like Calendly invite, it's going to see how it just populated all of that text messaging. The formatting, all of that is, oh, there, if I hold it far away enough, it won't blur out. So it'll populate all of that just by pressing a button. So I don't have to worry about memorizing stuff. Again, do things to help you, right? So I would highly recommend this app when you are going through these scripts. Some of them you can input into there so that they're always there for you, okay? So thank you for the cute nails. All right, so with that being said, let's go into objection handling, okay? So with this being said, I think one of the ones that we always struggle with is the money thing, okay? Whether they're broke until Friday, whether they are broke indefinitely, whether they're kind of not being all that forthcoming on when they'll have money, what kind of money they have, things like that. Money is a big objection, okay? So you have to understand that a lot of this, sometimes what it comes down to is that they just simply didn't see enough value. I'm going to tell you, especially with Evo Basics, with it being a $49.99 enrollment, that is like 5 Starbucks a month. Okay. It is wild. So most of the time, when I hear the money objection, psychologically, what I'm thinking is not that they're broke, but we failed to give them enough value. Because I will tell you, when I first started this business over 6.5 years ago, I was broke, like no work for 6 months. Newly, my daughter was, 1.5-ish, literally like food stamps, all the things. I borrowed my money. That's how desperate I wanted to start this business because I saw the value in there. I knew if I could just start this, I'll figure it out. The value was already there. So it didn't matter that I was broke. I found a way. When you want something, you're going to find a way, right? So I start working through the money objection with them. Now, also, what I don't like doing is I don't like backing my prospects into a corner. So, what I mean by that is I don't like super high sales pressure tactics. Okay. And I'm going to equate this to being in a car lot. You guys ever been in a car lot with that car sales guy where you're like, bro, I know all you want is to get a new car out of me. Like, all you're doing right now is working hard to get a sale, but I don't feel like you're listening to me. I don't feel like you give two shits. I feel like the only thing that you want is for me to walk out of this lot with a new car to freaking mark your numbers, one more sold for them, right? And you're already like turned off because it's too much pressure. Okay. What I do is the exact opposite. I sell them the exit so I can stay in the conversation. See, what happens is, as you have to understand the psychology with the prospect, they're already coming up defensive, whether they didn't find enough value, whether they're questioning things. So your job is to meet them with posture, but alleviate and decompress that defensiveness. And you do that by selling the exit. So what do I mean by that? Okay. I treat this like a dance. Okay. My team will tell you, like, I'm always like, okay, objection is where Sarah starts dancing, and Sarah likes to dance. But you got to know how to dance, and you got to know the psychology behind it. Okay. So what I mean from that by that is, let's say somebody's like, Sarah, I'm so broke, I don't know when I'm going to see the money. Cool. I see, Susie. Besides the money, do you feel as though working remotely from home, booking travel would provide you a solution of creating an income source for you? I acknowledge that they're broke. Okay, cool. I'm not trying to pressure you, but outside of that, let's have a conversation. You see, I'm just trying to tiptoe by having my foot still in the door, but I'm also trying to move the conversation because I'd say probably 80% of the time it's not really about the money. They didn't see enough value. So what I'm doing here is I'm not putting them in the corner. I'm not saying, go find a credit card, go find a friend. I'm not doing high sales pressure tactics. I'm acknowledging, okay, selling them the exit. Okay. But I'm still trying to stay in the conversation, but I'm going to be allowed to stay in the conversation with the prospect. In other words, they're going to be more open to staying in a conversation with me because they don't feel that pressure like I'm actually trying to close them right here and right now. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can dance with them enough to move the objection and get to the root of it. See if it's really money or if it's something else. So, typically this might be like a yes or yeah, but I'm just scared that I'm not gonna be able to find clients. Ah, see, it's not about the money. Now they turn the money into I'm scared about finding clients. Do you see how that can move? But you gotta know how to ask the right questions and kind of dance with them a little bit to get that pressure off of them to make them feel comfortable and giving you the real objection. Okay. So, I always start off the conversation like this, and this can go a lot of different ways. You're going to see a lot of what I'm asking you to do is kind of get to the objection, and then once you have the objection, work with your direct leadership, whether that's your gold or your platinum. I always say screenshot and send it to them because either one, they're going to tell you, hey, we need to get on a call with this person, or two, they'll give you a copy and paste text to send back to them. Okay. So, that's how I do the money objection one. Okay. Now, the other ones that we typically get is how about the I'm just not ready to make a decision. I need to wait a little bit. I need to think about this. I need to go run 3 laps and eat 5 meals. Need to go talk to 5, 10 people. Like you just get the whole like, I just don't make decisions right away. I need to go look into other things. You guys get that one? Yeah. Okay. So this is, again, somebody that doesn't like pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to alleviate pressure, sell them the exit, but still try to stay in the conversation. Yeah, I need to pray about it, like whatever. I need to eat 5 cheesecakes, whatever they got going on, that's their ritual. I don't care. Okay. So instead of just walking them away, because I feel like that's something hard for a lot of people to come back from. You're like, shit, what do I say to that? Right. So I acknowledge that. Absolutely. Take 3 weeks, take 5 weeks, I don't know, take half a year. Absolutely. Before I put your file to the side for now, see, I'm selling them the exit. I'm telling them I'm putting it away. What is your main goal in wanting to partner up with us? So that way, once you are ready, I have notes on how we could best help you. Do you see how I'm alleviating pressure, selling them the exit, but I'm still staying in the conversation? Are you guys seeing the psychology happening? Okay, so this is what I want you guys to start studying. This is why I will gladly give you the words. I don't, I care about the words in the sense of I want you to use them, but I think what'll help you guys the most is understanding why I'm using the words, right? It's easy to be told what to say, but if you don't understand why you're saying something, you're the second it goes off that path a little bit, you're like, I don't know, because no one ever taught you that, right? So again, I'm always trying to stay in the conversation by selling them the exit. I think of it like physically, you got somebody that's like hulked up, and I want to just make them a little bit less green, make them a little bit more calm and able to talk to me. Because if I could do that, I could probably make a lot more attraction than to try to meet defensiveness with defensiveness. Does that make sense? Okay. So when the answer is given here, again, I always say screenshot, give it to your platinum because again, they may be saying, oh man, I would love to do this because it's I could do this part-time. I just don't know how I'm going to make this work with my upcoming school schedule. Ah, okay. So the objection is not really I need to think about it. The objection is we need to help them work through how they're going to be able to do this part-time. Do you see that? And this is just an example of how it can go, but this is where you want to strategize with your platinum or your gold. And I'm going to tell you something. You guys look at me and you're like, oh, Sarah knows how to close and do all these things. 6 years ago, I didn't know how to do a thing. Couldn't tell you how to start a conversation or how to end a conversation. I didn't know a single thing. But what I did do is I plugged into Charles Lee and I was like his little shadow, observing every conversation, going to him with every single objection, making my own notes, listening to the three-way calls, and through watching him is how I learned. See, most people don't want to admit that they don't know anything because they're scared of looking dumb when they first start something, and then they end up just going down a bad rabbit hole, lot of bad decisions because they're not humble enough to admit I know nothing. See, I think one of the reasons why I did so well, I don't know, is because I was humble enough to look stupid when I first started. I know nothing. Charles, teach me everything. I'm a blank canvas. And once I started seeing the results he was getting me, I was like, oh, this guy is kind of onto something. Like, I need to start doing what he's doing. And I become much more open to the psychology because, of course, me, if you guys know me behind the scenes, I ask 20,000 questions whenever we're doing anything. So I would always ask Charles, why did you take it there? Why did you? And so this is how I started to become and recognize the psychology behind everything. So this is now why I'm so big on not just giving you guys scripts, but teaching you guys the why behind it. Because I think that's much more powerful. Okay. But this is also why I'll tell you guys to go back to your leadership so much because you can't learn something you don't know unless you watch somebody else do it with you or do it for you or whatever the case may be, right? You need to shadow the people who do know it in order to learn it the right way. Okay. So, see, Christina said, yeah, you do. Christina knows I like to ask all the questions. Okay, so this one used to be the bane of my existence. The I need to talk to my husband or need to talk to my significant other. As a single mom, I'm going to tell you this one took me a couple years. Not because I'm not capable, but I was just like, man, I know all of you ladies have no problem walking into a store, and if you want those shoes, you are not asking any man for nothing. Okay, if you really want those pair of shoes, that shirt, that dress, whatever the case may be, you are not calling your significant other and asking him, please, can I spend this $100? No. I know all of you girls and guys too, y'all hide those Amazon boxes when they come up to the front of the door. I'm not asking him to buy this stuff off Amazon. I'm just gonna hide the boxes when they come on in. Gets home at 5. If I can make it home by 3, whew, get those boxes, he'll nonetheless, right? I'm just saying, like, okay, but once I understood the psychology, I allowed myself to decompress from feeling so triggered. Most of the time, when people are saying this, they're using their significant other as an out. It's like I think Amy Cabrera told me this story, and I'm sure she's told it again to multiple people. Her oldest daughter, when she started modeling and all the things, Amy was like hardcore, like, hey, where are you at? All the things, right? And so, oh my God, I just totally forgot where I was going to go with this story. Oh, I think she had her daughter. Her daughter would call her when she wanted to not spend the night or go do something because she needed Amy to say no for her. So this response I equated to the same thing. They're using their spouse as a way to get out of making a decision right now, probably because they didn't see enough value. They still have some questions. There's still something there. So this one, I don't want you to be like, oh, man, I can't do anything because they said they need to talk to their spouse. You can totally try to work around this, but you have to understand the psychology behind it, okay? So when they tell me I need to speak to my husband, my spouse, my significant other, my pig, whatever special thing they got in their life that they got to go through the questions with, this is what I say. Absolutely. Do you guys plan on doing this together as a duo? And see how in parentheses I'm like, we have a ton of successful duos. Or do you plan on doing this solo? Okay. So why do I say this? I'm just kind of absolutely, okay, that absolutely, I'm giving them the out. Absolutely. Talk to them. See, I'm not trying to be like, no, 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 don't talk to your spouse. Let's work this out together. Okay, absolutely. Do you plan on doing this together or solo? Chances are they're going to do this solo. Their spouse may join later on in the deal, and we all kind of know how that is, right? It's usually one of you guys that started, and then the significant other comes in later. Okay, so this is where I would let them tell me, regardless if they say together or solo, I'm kind of responding in the same way, okay? So after they tell me oh, I'm gonna do this by myself. Yeah, he's got a full-time thing. He's too busy for this, whatever the case may be. Okay, would your wife, husband, significant other, are they in support of you finding an opportunity to work remote? See what I'm kind of doing? I'm eliminating the fact that they really actually need to check in with their significant other. So typically when I start asking this, it's like, oh yeah, they're totally in support. I just don't know how to explain to him how I'm going to get clients. Oh, see, now it changed. Their objection is not their significant other. Their objection is I don't know how to find clients. Therefore, I don't see the value enough to dip into this. See, so I'm just kind of dancing while alleviating and selling the exit to see if I can find the real objection. It's like I'm working towards finding more clues. I'm always trying to get more clues to kind of understand their mindset. Is it that they're scared? Is it that maybe they just didn't get part of the meeting? Like I need to re-clarify some stuff? Is it that I have to work through indecisiveness? Like what is this, right? So all of these kind of questions that I'm working through is doing that. I'm just kind of dancing and trying to see if I can move the original objection. See, the original objections typically, if you give that to a non-seasoned person, that's where they stop. Most people, I need to talk to my spouse, they're done. Okay, let me know. Let me know when you talk to Carl. Okay, bye. Not me. I'm digging in deeper. I don't take that as as an answer, right? Doesn't mean I won't respect it if that's what it comes down to, but I'm still going to do my due diligence because I'm proactive, not reactive, and see if I can dance a little bit to move the objection. Yeah. Okay. So again, typically this is where I'm going to tell you guys, once you get responses, you coordinate with your leadership team to have them help you with the response. Okay. Okay. Or the how yeah, let's tango, Lisa, exactly. How about the I'm just comparing my options. I got like 5 interviews this week. I'm checking out 20,000 different host agencies. Oh, I'm doing this, right? You guys ever get that one? I'm just kind of looking around right now. Not really serious. Thank you though for the information. You guys ever get that one? How many people are on this meeting? Because I'm not getting enough crowd participation. Okay. Yes. Okay. So, this is where I kind of do a little bit more dancing. So, absolutely no problem. Let me ask you a quick question. How long have you been looking for an opportunity? This tells me a lot. Like I had somebody tell me one time, like, oh, I've been looking for a year. Okay, let me just tell you something. If you've been looking for a year, chances are it's not that you haven't found an opportunity. We got to work through some stuff mentally. Okay. So this I actually like because I can dig in a little bit deeper here. Okay. So, all right. So I let them answer whatever their timeline is. Yeah, I've been kind of looking for 6 weeks. Oh, I've been in and out. I've been looking for the past 6 months. I've been looking for 2 days, whatever the case may be. I asked them, what are some of the opportunities you have found? See, I'm kind of almost reverse psychologing it a little bit. Do you guys get where I'm going with this? How long have you been looking? What have you found? What's really out there, right? So, um, eh, I'll let them answer. Okay. And then I go into, let me ask you, regardless if you started with us or if you started with that company you saw 2 weeks ago, do you think you would have been in a different position today? Do you think you would have seen some sort of progress? What kind of progress, right? What our agents found was it was actually more expensive not making a decision rather right away rather than waiting for the most perfect opportunity at the most perfect time. Life will life. We give you the tools to start taking control of what happens moving forward. Do you think if you were given the tools for a duplicatable system by our top successful travel bookers, you would implement what you're doing to help you see the progress that you need? That's a lot. Okay. So you guys can screenshot that and do all that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get them out of being in this indecisiveness. especially when they've told me that they're looking for something for such a long time. What that really tells me on a psychological level, they want the perfect thing, the perfect time, all of the stars must align, and the lady in white's got to come out and sing for them to make sure that they feel like confident in their decisions. But we know life is always going to life. There's always going to be stressors, right? I'm always going to get, I don't know, my kid's sick this week. Next week, I fender bumped somebody. The next week, my dog got out. I don't know. Like life is always going to be lifing. And so it's our job to kind of help work them through that, right? A lot of this is just a confidence thing. They're scared to make a decision. And so what I'm telling them, it's actually costing them more by staying in this paralyzed state of mind of indecisiveness, by kind of bringing that full circle for them. But I can't just hit them with that. You see how I kind of walk them through that with my first two questions? I kind of open them up, I sell them the exit, and then I walk them through all of that. It's not just boom, let me hit you with it, because that can be a little bit too abrasive. This is why I do this in steps. Okay. Again, anything outside of this, screenshot it, send it to your leadership. Okay. And then I think we just got this in one of my chats right now. I'm worried about paying the 89.89 every month, or the 49.99 every month. I need to make money, not spend money. You guys get that one? She's not the dancer anymore. She's a dance instructor. Well, thank you. I like that title. Okay, you guys ever get that one? I'm worried about the 89.99 a month. I'm not looking to spend money. I'm looking to make money, basically, is a consensus, right? Ah, well, this is interesting. What we need to do is we need to take them out of the broke mindset. Because the reality is we all have to spend something to make something, whether you're spending it on gas, if you're a teacher, you're spending it on supplies, trades, you're spending on different licensing, rental booth space. I mean, I can go, if you want to start picking up dog poop in your neighborhood, you got to buy the dog pooper scoopers and the little baggies, right? So there's always a cost of business. Let me tell you something, okay? So now I need to help them understand that our intention is not to get them to be in the red every month, but rather use this as a way to profit every month. So this is going to take a little finagling, okay? So I completely understand where you're coming from about the monthly fee. Let me share some perspective. Our goal is to help our agents not just cover their monthly costs, but to get profitable as quickly as possible. We've designed a proven system that gets new agents up and running with the tools and strategies that they need to generate commissions fast. Through our quick cash class, which is Evo Plus, you'll learn how to leverage the wholesale suppliers to earn instant commissions. Plus, you'll have access to top performing travel bookers who share their exact methods for gaining clients and building consistent income. It's all about implementing a simple step-by-step strategies, and we're here to guide you every step of the way. Do you feel like you're ready to learn and apply these strategies to start building your business? You see what I did? Most people will start justifying. Unseasoned and untrained closers will start justifying what that 89.99 gives them. I don't go into justification. This is not somebody who needs literal justification. This is somebody who needs the psychology behind growing a business. You have the support. We have people who have done it before you. You're going to get the training. You're going to get the tools. You can generate income quick with us. Okay. Do you see how I'm taking them out of that mindset? I'm reverse engineering it a little bit, getting them to kind of see if I can change their mindset a little bit. Because really, we know like one Disney booking, two or three, like a cabin on a Royal Caribbean cruise, like a lot of singular bookings easily covered the 89.99. How about this? Like learn how to grow a team. Like we know inside of our business, there's so many solutions to offsetting this. It shouldn't be looked at as a bill. It should be looked as a way. It's like a car. A car's going to cost you, but you need a car to get to your work, right? Like you need a car to move around, but yeah, it's going to cost you to get a car. But the car isn't meant to necessarily be it's meant to generate you more of a positive thing than a negative thing. Does that make sense? So there's always a cost of entry. So this is kind of just getting them to see things differently and see if we can change your mindset a little bit. Okay. So those are kind of the main objections. Okay, guys. This is what you should be turning into flashcards and practicing saying it out loud. Because I promise you, if you could say it out loud, you can say it in text. And I promise you, if you ever get caught off guard with a phone call from a prospect, you're going to be more equipped. The first time to practice out loud shouldn't be the first time you're on a phone with a prospect. Study the close, study the psychology, and you can get there much faster. Okay. There are tools that you could use, people that you can follow. Okay. So for Instagram, I would recommend that you guys follow. And if you guys, at our last convention, for any of you guys that were there, Daniel G. Okay. Jeremy Minor, I believe Jeremy Minor. Um, Chris Voss. Now, Chris Voss is a very interesting guy, okay? He's not a network marketer or anything like that. He doesn't necessarily teach how to close prospects, but what I like about Chris is he was an FBI negotiator. So he's a master at playing on words and asking questions to get the result that you want. Again, he kind of goes a little bit into psychology. And so I just like watching his stuff in general because it kind of just helps me understand human psychology a little bit better, which has a lot to play when you're working objections. You got to kind of start understanding human psychology in order to really get these results. Okay. So I definitely would recommend following these people. Andy Elliott. Andy Elliott. I'll answer questions in a second, Rochelle. We're just not right there yet, okay? Andy Elliott is another one. He goes a little bit hard, but see, you could use all of these. You could also use Chat GPT to help you, okay? So, but you got to kind of learn how to use Chat GPT the right way. So, in other words, I don't just send screenshots to Chat GPT and be like, here you go, help me close. What I will do is I will elicit it. I will say something like, I am a travel agent in a network marketing company. I sent a prospect to a business presentation call. And I am working with them post meeting. Okay. I need your help overcoming an objection. Okay. And I will tell it who to embody. Okay. Please give me a response back, channeling Daniel G and Chris Voss, tonality put together. You see what I'm doing here? I'm training my ChatGPT to help me close. Okay. So in the event that you don't get a leader on the line or right away, I want you to be able to use a tool like this to help you work through some of this. Okay. So hold on one second. Let me see if I could Facebook. Hold on one second. Because I think I got one in here. Is that I could just kind of use as an example. So give me one second. If my chat would load all the way. Here we go. Nope. I don't want to forward it. I want to download it. So watch. So this is an objection. Okay. So my agent did exactly what she's supposed to do. What did you like best about the travel meeting? I like the way she presented all the opportunity. Unfortunately, I have to be honest with you. I can't afford to sign up. I'm about to be unemployed. I can't afford to have a 100 a month going out. So do you see what's happening? This person is thinking that this is a monthly bill for them. Okay. So let's just say, for example, you're like, oh my God, okay, I don't know what to do. Let's say you can't get a hold of any leader. Everyone has Chat GPT. You can take this prompt, okay, and what you would do is then put this conversation with that, and here's what it's going to do. Boom. Here's something that you can send back. Okay. I'm not saying this should be something that you rely on. Again, I'd rather you know how to use this properly and have this as a tool than to be stuck with nothing. Okay. So I don't want you guys to use this and not go to your leadership, because at the end of the day, nobody's going to know our business more than the leaders that we have in place. Nobody's going to know about our travel company more than an Amy Cabrera, more than myself, more than an Emily Jimenez, more than a Marnie Hernandez, more than an Amy Moore, right? And so you want to be able to use them. I'm just showing you this simply in the event of you're prospecting at midnight and somebody responds to you. What do you do? I'd rather you hold posture by teaching you how to use this tool than to be stuck trying to figure it out and then you lose a little bit of confidence. Okay. So, and if you like, so I like combining voices. Daniel G, he can be very persuasive, a kind of a little bit, if, especially through a text, a little bit too much sometimes. I also like Chris Voss because he has very tactical in his psychology when he's asked talking to people. Another two that I use is Daniel G and Jeremy Miner. It's usually a combo of Daniel G and somebody else to help me soften it a little bit. That's it. It's usually either Chris Voss or Jeremy Miner. And now I have a running, now I'm training it. So now I will go to ChatGPT on this thread. And if I need to keep on using it, I can keep on using it, because the more you stay in one thread with ChatGPT, the more it learns. So now I won't have to prompt it every single time to use Chris or Daniel G. It'll just know because it's been using the same thread. Again, not something I necessarily want you to be 100% relying on, but if we're going to use it, I'm going to teach you how to use it the right way. Does that make sense? So we are running a little bit over on time. I do have more stuff on this sheet. Let me see here. I think ChatGPT, if you tell it Sarah Rogers' voice, I think it actually somebody's trained it up in there. That's when you know you've made it, Mom, when you're in ChatGPT. Okay, so let's see here. So how about the anybody ever sent out the enrollment link? You got them to say that they're ready. You send the enrollment link and then crickets. You guys get that? You get the crickets. You're like, what the heck, Bob? I sent you the link an hour ago. Where the heck are you? Or whatever. You're like, yeah. So this is a true test of discipline. How quickly do you follow up? How quickly do you follow up and what do you say? How quickly do you follow up and what do you say? Well, I got crickets when I sent the first follow-up message. Okay. When do you follow up and what do you say? I got 55 people in this chat. Somebody better be giving me an answer. Sarah Rogers, ChatGPT. I'm trying today. Okay. I follow up the next day, the next morning, the next morning. See, some of these are my agents that have been in my closing class more than one time. That hasn't happened to me just yet. Perfect. I love that. The next morning, okay, follow up too soon, asking if they need help. Okay. All right. So I'm going to teach you how to do this in a way that doesn't seem desperate, chasey, and also looks like you're just streamlining and running your business. Because again, prospects are always subconsciously or consciously determining whether or not you're going to be the person that's going to help them get to where they want to go. So we want to follow up. Of course, we want to follow up on our leads. We just have to do it in a way that doesn't sound desperate or needy. Okay, so two things that I want you to take out of your vocabulary whenever you're following up or checking in. Take out the word follow up and checking in. Do not use those words ever, please, and thank you. Because that automatically is language letting me know, like, oh, okay, like I mean nothing. Like you're just, it just, I hate that. Like as a consumer, I'm like, I already know, okay, you're sending this out to thousands of people. Cool. Okay. So this is what I said. This is what I say. And I always follow up the next morning. So it doesn't matter if I sent the link at 9 p.m. the following day or 9 a.m. the following day or the previous day. I always do all my follow-ups at the same time. Anybody that I sent a link to on Tuesday, Wednesday morning, I'm sending out the follow-up to all of them. I don't do it a couple hours after. I don't do it 15 minutes after I sent the link, anything like that. Because the way I follow up, you're going to see it's very as though I'm doing my waking up and working my business every day. Okay, you're going to see what I mean here in just a second. So, the next morning when I wake up and I found out, confirmed that I have in fact been ghosted because I have no text messages in my inbox waiting for me, I say this. Hey, Betty. Hey, Susie. Hey, whatever. I was reviewing the list of people who joined us after the meeting and noticed your name wasn't on there yet. See what I'm doing? I'm signaling to them that I'm getting up and working my business every day. It's not so much about them as it is I woke up and worked my business today. And I just wanted to make sure. Are you still interested in partnering up with us to work remotely and earn income? We're starting our onboarding training to get today, and I'd love to see you there. Let me know by the end of the day so I can finalize your spot and get you all set up. I'm doing a couple of things here. One, I'm waking up, I'm working my business. I'm not sounding desperate or chasey, but I'm still saying, hey, I noticed you, which is sexy. People like to be noticed. But you're doing it in a way that doesn't look like you're chasing them. Let me know by the end of the day. I'm going to tell you every successful people has no problem implementing boundaries and deadlines. Let me know by the end of the day so I can finalize your spot and get you all set up. This goes out every morning. Whatever time you wake up, if you are a late riser, don't tell me, just keep it to yourself. Okay? Because we all know I get up early. So early. I mean, over coffee, as you're drinking the coffee, just shoot this out. Okay? This can be a word board script that you save. Send it out every morning, okay? Oh no, Giselle, don't out yourself, girlfriend. Just keep it to yourself. You're a late riser, I get it. See, I'm total opposite. I'm up in the morning, right around 7 o'clock at night. My ability to solve problems. Oof, I hope you have a fire in the morning and not at night. I'm just saying. I might have to call in somebody else for that. Okay. Um, yes, I text this to them every morning. I don't email anybody for anything. I always joke, if you want to really get nasty words out to me, send it to me in an email. I'll never read it, but yet you got out what you need to get out. Okay. So if you're ever mad at me and want to tell me how I feel or want to tell me how you feel about me, do it in an email. You'll get it all out. You'll feel better and I'll never read it. It's very beneficial for both sides of the fence. Okay. So, all right. So,
That's
okay.
funny.
I'm just saying it's true story. Like, cuss me out an email. I will never read it. I'll never know, but you'll feel so much better. You got it out.
Me too.
So, all right.
Sarah, I don't know if you saw what I typed up there, but I think I have an outdated or an older version of these scripts because the wording is all different. Maybe you kind of switched it up a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah,
Can
yeah.
you? Yeah.
Yeah. My gift to you guys is I'm going to send this to you guys all. So you guys will have all of this.
Yay.
So really, so I will make sure that you have this chance. In fact, let me drop this in the chat right now. Copy link.
Thank you.
You're welcome. See, it pays to show up. There you go. All right, so you guys all have this Google document. So if I were you, flashcards, word board. That's what I would be doing today after this class is I would be getting these objections down on a flashcard, and using Wordboard to implement some of these scripts that like the checking in and all of that. Okay. So you'll see in this document too, I have two different follow-up scripts. So I paste them 2 weeks apart. So if somebody doesn't know, if somebody no shows in a meeting, I start sending out these scripts every 2 weeks for that person. Okay, not every day, not every other day, 2 weeks. Because here's the thing, guys, you remember a prospect much more than they'll ever remember you. It's your business. It's like I can watch a cool commercial and be like, oh, I really want that. But I'm watching 100 commercials a day. Not really, but you guys understand what I'm saying. Um, so in that sense, like it's the business is responsible for making sure I remember them. I'm not responsible for remembering them on my own. Does that make sense? So this is kind of the same thing. The reason why I space it out like that is because life happens. Sometimes the business is good for me, but not right now. But in a month, 3 months, 6 months, 2 weeks, it might change. And I could tell you, as doing this for over 6.5 years, that happens quite a bit. But because I follow up, because I connect with them on social media, I'll get messages all the time. Hey, Sarah, we talked like 6 months ago. I wasn't ready then, but I'm ready now. I had a sign up like 2 days ago. Hey, Sarah, I don't know if you remember me. I went to a meeting. I think she gave me the money objection and we connected on Facebook. I worked through the objection. We connected on Facebook. So she had been seeing me post. And when she came into the extra money, guess what? She hit me up, right? Because life happens. So there's two different follow-up scripts. So be cognizant of this, guys. I'm not going to necessarily go over them because we're running out of time. I don't want to tap you guys out, but there's one for a rescheduled no-show for meetings or attended, but then just ghosted you afterwards. Okay. And then there's one for people who express interest of signing up. Maybe you gave them the link, but there was never any follow through after that. So just be cognizant of which script you're using. Again, you'll see that I'm using very specific language. I'm not saying following up, checking in, stuff like that. I'm using some Chris Voss psychology. Are you against partnering up with us to work remotely and make some income? See, most people want a yes. But actually, as consumers, we're programmed to say no. So if I know that, and this is part of what I've learned through Chris Voss, if I can get them to lead or ask them no questions, I actually build better rapport with them. So are you against partnering up with us to work remotely and make income? I'm already prompting them to give me a no, which is what they're trying to get me anyways. No, I'm not against that. Much easier to get that than forcing them to say yes. So some of this is psychology even in the follow-up, okay? So I feel like I'm Jimmy Neutron right now. Outside of that, there's just a little bit, I would it wouldn't be a Sarah Rogers document if there wasn't some Sarah Roger locker room talk on it. Okay. So that's what this red stuff is down here. And there are a couple, I think I threw in two or three different random objections, one about being nervous and one about how do I find clients? And is this an MLM? So there you go. There's three different random objections here that you could help with the scripts. Um, so hopefully this was helpful to you guys. I'm going to stop the recording just to be able to answer questions.